Fixxx on Dash Radio. Get the shit.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's time to dive into the hot topics, and today I have with me guest Nia Riley. What's up, girl?
Do I really need to put these on?
You know, it's up to you. If you're feeling it, cool. If not, that's cool too.
It's okay.
What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, it's another good day. It's a little gloomy outside.
I like it. This is the weather I like. I like it's getting cold.
It's the
Not so
weather
much
you
the
can-
rain. I like when it gets cold.
It's
I
the
don't
weather
like
you can
being hot.
sleep good in.
Yeah.
You
Getting
like
a
cold
real deep
weather?
sleep.
I do. And I'm a summer baby, but
You're a
I
summer baby?
love the cold.
What month?
July 22nd.
July. Okay.
Yes.
August. I'm August. That's cool. That's cool. But let's talk about these hot topics. You listen to Lil Pump?
No.
You don't? You
Oh,
never
don't feel
listen
bad. I
to
don't
any
listen
of
to
his
that
songs?
shit neither.
No.
So don't feel bad.
Well, how do you feel about peeing on your money? You know, you just that bored.
You got a
that-
song about peeing on his money?
No.
Oh.
He doesn't have a song. He went to Instagram like the other day and was
He
just
peed on his money? Was it really pee though?
yes, he legit just he acted like he pulled his stuff down a little bit and then
I just don't get the point of that.
Yeah,
like,
what is the
like
point?
even if you're a fan of him, like that would make me look at him like you a clown. Like
Yeah,
why
he was
would you
doing
even
dumb
do that?
stuff, yeah.
You know, like I would have more respect if he went somewhere and was giving it to kids or
That's what I was
something.
gonna say.
You know what I'm
You could've
saying?
gave it to somebody.
Yeah, like you
Exactly.
peeing
Peeing
on
on
it.
it.
Like, come on, man. Or go to the store and see a family that pay for their groceries or something. I ain't seen no artists do that shit yet. Just walk up to a in a store, just kind of chill in the back, see somebody at the register like a mom and a son, and just go pay for their groceries. Do some shit like that.
I
Right.
think
You know what I'm saying?
Drake did that.
Oh, he did.
In
But that
his
was a part
song.
of his video, so.
Oh, yeah, that don't count.
That's true.
Don't-
That's true, right?
They put all
I
them
mean, he
food
would
items
probably
back.
do it.
Right?
No, he would probably do it in real life, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying it was part of the video. He's,
Yeah.
he's a good person. He probably really would do it, but
Yeah.
still.
And it's funny you say that because I thought he really bought some woman's groceries. I was like, dang, Drake
He
out
really
here
did buy
really,
their
like-
groceries though, but
Yeah,
it was
but
still
it's
part of the video.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that shit don't count.
It's cool. I'm gonna stall him out.
That shit don't count.
Since you don't listen to Lil Pump, you listen to Quavo? Who do you listen
No,
to?
I did listen to his album though. I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, sometimes it takes me like 2 or 3 times to listen to something to like it. I feel like initially I never really like anything, and then after a while, like it'll
Yeah.
grow on me. So no, I did not like it.
I try to wait till like an album's been out for a
I
while
only
where
listen
nobody's
once.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Then I listen to it because I
I
don't
do
want to
that.
hear people saying this is tight.
I
And
do
then I
that
start
with
thinking
Drake's
this shit is
album.
tight.
Yeah.
And it really ain't tight, you know? So that's all right.
Yeah. I normally wait too when the
Yeah.
hype is gone. Then I'm like, I'll listen without everybody else being in my
Yeah.
ear.
And then she grew up around real music. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Real production.
What's
you
your
know, real
dad,
talent.
Ted
you know?
Riley.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been having him in a lot of biopics lately. People, you know.
Yeah, I know.
How's he loving that?
He loves it. I mean, I feel like it's overdue. Like, him, as far as him getting his recognition for
Yeah.
everything. And then, it's different for me now because now I have a daughter, but she's learning like who he is. And,
Okay.
like, so now when she hears like, oh, she kind of knows when it's like an older song and she goes, is this Poppy? Is this Poppy? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it's not Poppy. It sounds like Poppy. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? He might have actually did this song, but I don't know.
Yeah. So when you were a kid coming up, did you recognize how big of a star your dad
No.
was? It was just, oh, that's my
No.
dad.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, this is my dad.
Yeah.
I guess it was normal. People still ask me that, and I felt like growing up was normal. Like, I still went to public school. I didn't go to a private school. Like, I homeschooled my last, 2.5 years of high school, but, it was normal to me. I think only one time it got weird. I had a recital. I used to play the violin, and he tried to sneak in, and I didn't get to see him, so he left before I was done. And after, people were like, oh, Genuine was here. I was like, Genuine was here? I didn't know he had kids that... My mom was like, no, it was your dad. It was Genuine was here with white shoes on. I was like, what?
That's comedy.
But that was the only time it got awkward. And, back then they were like, they thought my dad was a Backstreet Boy and not Blackstreet. But
Oh,
I went to
hell
school
no.
around white kids.
They
so
better
thought-
listen to fucking
I'm
Rump
like,
Shaker.
no, not
Some
Backstreet.
guy
I don't think
shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's better than that Backstreet shit. You know what I'm saying?
I listened to it all, though.
Yeah, my mom used to bump that shit when I was a kid in the back, so I knew about all that shit
Yeah.
back in the day. That shit was cracking.
Smacking.
Still do.
Yeah, I can listen to that shit now.
Yeah, I
mean,
listen
I've
to
done
a lot of,
that
like,
stuff.
90s stuff still,
Yeah.
just because.
Yeah, I'm trapped in the 90s still,
yeah,
too.
I think
Yeah.
I am
You
too.
feel
And
like
I
you
was born in
trapped?
'89, but
You feel like you trapped in the 90s? or do you still kind of rock
I
out?
think I
to-
appreciate the music more from back then. That's what it is, probably.
Mhm.
So who do you listen to right now?
Honestly, I like Tory Lanez.
Mhm.
I like him a lot. I like Bruno, of course. His album's a little older now, but I like Bruno. Who else do I listen to? I like Future.
Mhm.
I like the
Hey.
Migos. I don't know if I like them separated.
Yeah.
Though.
I feel
I
you.
like them as a group.
Mhm.
So I don't know about the whole solo album.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have that Beyonce factor. You know what I'm saying? Where she stepped aside, and then I don't see it happening. I think they need to be together. You know.
I agree.
Did you ever listen to Wu-Tang? Wu-Tang Clan?
I'm gonna whisper because I don't want to be judged.
Ain't nothing wrong
It's
with
okay.
that.
It's
Ain't
not
nothing
I
wrong
wrong
with
never
that.
listened to
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
I listen
But
to
how-
Wu-Tang certain songs, but not the full albums. I can
Yeah.
say that. What
Yeah.
about you? I know you love the East Coast music.
I know a little bit of their music, but I'm not super drawn to
Mhm.
their style. I mean, it's cool.
Mhm.
I appreciate it because I don't know. Something about East Coast.
Mhm.
I appreciate West Coast too, but it
Mhm.
might just be because I have so much blood on the East Coast.
Yeah,
you know?
so do I. Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know. I gravitate to the East Coast music so much more
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
West Coast music.
Yeah.
Where your family from on the East Coast?
My dad's from Harlem. My mom's from the Bronx. So they're all
Oh.
all up there.
So you never thought about going on wait, did you
What?
ever live in New York?
When I was younger, I was
Okay.
born in Connecticut, and then we moved to New York, and then I moved a million places after that.
Okay.
But I honestly I consider Atlanta home. I was
Atlanta?
there the longest. I feel like when I became like an adult, I was in Atlanta, so I consider that home.
So what brought you out here to LA?
Initially my dad did. Then I went back to Atlanta, and then I had my daughter. My mom lived here, and I was like, no, I gotta go be with my mommy. I just had a baby. No, so that's what brought me back this time, and I've been back ever since. Like 5 years now,
5 years?
almost
Okay.
6. Yeah,
So
it's grown on me.
It's
I
grown
used
on
to
you?
hate LA. Like I hated it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like coming from the South and then LA, it's like, there's no Southern hospitality. Like,
Yeah.
people are different here.
Mhm.
Like,
Completely. There's definitely
Yeah.
a LA vibe.
yes.
That's completely different. And then the East
Completely
Coast,
different. Yes.
completely different.
So different.
So like loving hip hop, first of all, would you ever go to New York and do I know you haven't been there in a long time, but you still have some type of connection
Yeah,
there.
I have a lot of friends there still,
Mhm.
like all that. Like between Connecticut and like New York. So yeah.
Would you do like a loving hip hop New York?
I don't think so.
You know what? I feel like
I
when she was on Love and Hip Hop, it just wasn't on her level.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
Yeah.
love and
Yeah.
hip hop again.
You wouldn't do
you
Love
No,
could
like
tell.
I definitely appreciate the
Yeah.
platform that
Mhm.
was given, but I try and stay away from negativity. Like
Yep, I saw that
I
in the
don't
show.
I don't even
Yeah.
like being on blogs. And I don't know if it's because like my relationship it kind of like scarred me from social media. Like I would wake up and like my heart would start racing. I'm like, oh God, what are they gonna say today? Like it was almost traumatizing. And it came from the show, but I don't feel like I ever did anything that was just like drastic and like,
Yeah. You was pretty chill on the show.
Yeah,
so
I
you
tried
did
to
the
be.
drama.
You were
Yeah.
pretty chill.
I didn't want to, I don't know, I couldn't really indulge in the drama that,
How'd
I
your
didn't
dad
really
feel
care
about?
about.
How'd your dad feel about you?
I mean,
being
my
on that
dad's
show?
very supportive. So whatever I want to do,
Mhm.
he's going to be there for me. And even as far as my relationship, he didn't agree with it at
Mhm.
the time, but, we never fell out. We never stopped talking. Like he gave
Mhm.
his opinion and that was it. And
Mhm.
I either take it or I leave it. But he's still the same way. Like
Mhm.
it's whatever you want to do. If you're okay, then I'm cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's the way to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know you mentioned back to the music. I know you mentioned Tory Lanez. You like K Camp?
You know what? I
'Cause he
do
from
like,
Atlanta.
I know. I like K Camp. I actually used to see him out in Atlanta a lot. I do like him. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's coming out with a new album. He just dropped a new song too. You should go check it out. It's pretty hot. I like K
I
Camp.
feel like I might have heard it.
I think he's slightly underrated.
Yeah, I think so.
You
too.
think he's underrated?
I do.
And would you put him in the R&B category?
I don't know what category he would be in. Is that R&B?
I mean, because when you think about old school R&B, it's slightly different
It's
from
like-
what today's
Or we
R&B
could just
would be.
put him in like a New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
That's like your boy you was talking about Bruno Mars is
Yeah.
like New Jack Swing.
yeah.
yeah.
Because you mentioned Tory, so I thought maybe you like the R&B kind of, Bruno kind of like
I'm not really into like
the hip hop trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like trap music. Like,
but it's not something you listen to in your spare
not
time.
Really.
What about working out? Would you work out to it? You work out to that?
I like to work out to it,
You work out to that.
But in the car, like, I'll start driving a little reckless if it's like on. So I'm like, all right, let me just put on some 90s, chill out a little bit.
Chill out a little bit. What you think about T.I.? T.I. slamming Kanye. What do you think about
what
Kanye,
did T.I.
more
say?
importantly?
Somebody has to tell me in the short version because I couldn't read all that.
It's
I read like
much,
the first two
pretty
lines.
much saying like he gave him a pass on the other stuff because he tried to talk to him about it, but he was like, this time you pretty much not getting a pass. You crossed the line, and pretty much he's not fucking with him no more.
Let me tell you all, actually, the words that he said.
So he canceled Kanye. Basically.
Yeah, like a lot of us.
He said
a lot of us have. Right?
He said, now I've been extremely patient and made it a point to not jump to any premature conclusions about Ye and his antics, but now this shit is next level. Futuristic Sambo, hopping Bob, Steven off Django ass shit, Ye.
Oh, wow.
He said, from what I can gather, this is the most repulsive, disgraceful, embarrassing act of desperation and auctioning off one's soul to gain power I've never seen. Now, I recall you asking me to come with you to have this meeting, and I declined. But, bro, I would have been in there with you, and you behaved that spinelessly in my presence. I feel that I'd be compelled to slap the fuck out of you, bro, for the people.
Yeah, and then he came out with a video yesterday. It was showing Trump leaving the White House, and then T.I. was in the Oval Office with a actress that looked like Melania Trump, stripping for him on top of the presidential desk, and then he like walks off with
What is
it.
happening?
Yeah, it's crazy. This is crazy right now. You know what? I think what they should do though is like, you remember back in the '90s, it was like the more political rap. That's what we need. Like, fuck all these memes and like these long ass posts. Make like a dope song with a dope beat that's actually saying some shit, addressing some shit, like how Ice Cube used to do that shit, or like Public Enemy used to do that. Like that's what the game is missing right now. Like, put your talent in the forefront instead of your fucking thumbs and typing bullshit. Like, let's see somebody put a dope track out about something, talking about some shit that'll last for a long time. Because next week ain't nobody gonna be talking about this shit no more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you kind of stand by T.I. and what he said? Like, what do you think about Kanye and his actions and him wearing the "Make America Great Again" makes him feel like Superman?
Honestly, it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. I was listening to the radio, and this was the topic, Kanye, and it was, I think she was a therapist or something. She didn't really talk about as much, like, she more talked about his behavior. Like, he's not acting like a rational person. He's acting like a bipolar person that's not on his medication. And I feel like that's what I'm thinking about more, and feeling like I can separate him as an artist and this other person that's going to the White House to talk to Trump. Like, that's just, I feel like that's out of pocket and strange for him. Like, I do think his behavior is weird, and I don't know. It's a little disturbing to me. Like, I feel like we don't really stick together how we should. And I don't think it helps that, he's not married to a black woman. So it's, we look at it differently. Like, that's
I
how
think
you
he's
really
using
feel?
his fame irresponsibly, because he has so many people that are young that looks up to him, and you just all over the place.
Right.
One minute you saying you want to free this person that was, African American, it may have been falsely accused, but then 5 minutes later, you over here on this "Make America Great Again" shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like, I think he is suffering from some like bipolar type shit.
I
Like,
mean, I've been around bipolar people that don't take their medication, and they really are different people. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm just sad one, and then like, they're different people. Like, you know what I mean? And you never know who you might get. And it's, I think that's what he's possibly going through. But I don't know. I'm not with the man every day. But from what I see.
So, question, since you say you've been around people like that and you don't usually know what you're going to get, are they kind of like, do you see a reaction sometimes if you kind of act differently to how they're acting sometimes? If one day they're acting one way and then the next day they...
Like, will they respond different if you do?
Yeah, well, like, will they respond different to your reaction to them?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they have
It
control
doesn't even-
over
it
that. I
doesn't
don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it registers that. Oh well, maybe I should just chill. No, I don't think that registers with them at all.
I mean, even Kanye said he was sitting in the White Office and he was like, "I'm crazy." That's what he said. You got this crazy person sitting in your office. And what do you think about that type of statement, saying that with all this press, all this, these journalists gathered around you?
Him saying he's crazy.
Yeah, like him saying how he basically opened up his speech with saying that, like, yeah, I'm here with Donald Trump, and I know you have this crazy person in your presence. Like, what do you think about that context, like connotation?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that shit. That's wild.
Like, I don't know if he was saying it to kind of like lighten the mood, or I don't know. I feel like that was a serious moment, and then maybe he was like trying to lighten the mood a little bit.
I think he missed his mom, man.
Yeah.
I think he misses his mom, and
a lot.
I think a lot of the shit he's doing that I don't agree with. I think if she was here, she
wouldn't
probably
be
was
doing
that
it.
one that would tell him, "Hey, chill out."
She would not let that shit go down.
Yeah. So.
No.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to look for inner healing, and when you're lost, it's kind of hard to find your way back. Especially even when when you're in a toxic space, you can't even really believe what other people are telling you because your head is so clouded with whatever energy you're attracting. So and that was another thing. He said something about
I'm scared.
Yes, he said something about his soul was telling him to be there. Like something about his soul and something with spirits and spirituality, and I was like, oh Lord Jesus carry the cross.
That nigga need a hug for real.
A nice hug.
Like, he needs some soul food, a hug. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
But back to you. What you been up to lately? What's popping in your world?
I finished filming another show recently.
Okay.
I don't think I'm supposed to talk about it yet, but I did. And, I'm not on Love and Hip Hop anymore, so I really focused. I think since my daughter was like 1, I've been on the show. So this is my first year not doing it. So, I got to spend more time with her first year in school, like real school.
That's important.
And I focus on doing more things with her. And, she wants to do her little YouTube channel and do all kind of stuff. And then I'm starting my beauty company, and I named it after her. So I try and do more stuff where I can be home, aside from like stuff like this. Like, I love this, but yeah, I feel like not like I missed out on a lot, but I feel like me doing the show, it was a lot of, it was frustrating. So, like I would go home and just be irritated all day from things that had nothing to do with me. And now I can really focus on her. We have fun, we do stuff. So I'm just in a better zone, and I feel like I'm really focusing on being a mom. Like, I do a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's what means the most to me.
I personally like that
that
you're not on the show. I didn't feel like the show was on your level, so I think that was a.
But I see people out there
move.
like, oh, we miss you on the show. I'm like,
I like this.
Yeah,
With what you're doing now, I think that's more. That's better.
Yeah, definitely.
Straight
I
up.
agree. Definitely.
You just seem. Your energy
I'm
and
at
just how you
peace.
are. Yeah, you just seem so peaceful right now.
Yeah. You remind me. She remind me of one of my cousins. My cousin Sherry. Like she's real. Seems like real laid back,
really
sweet,
am
like that. Yeah.
I still talk to some of the girls on the show, but they know like we don't really talk about the show. They know like, I'm cool. Like I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah.
And I feel good.
Yeah, that was a smart move. Smart move. So I know that you said you had some things to do today. You had to be out of here by 12. So tell everybody where they could find you, to follow you on social media or anything like that.
I'm on Twitter. I still use Twitter. I love Twitter. Twitter is funny.
Yeah.
So I'm on Twitter, and it's Nia and Riley, and my Instagram is just Nia Riley.
That's what's up. So there you have it. That's Nia Riley. You're listening to The Fixx on Dash Talk X. We're going to take a small break, and we're going to come back with the next guest.
Let's get it.